No offense, but frick you for using me to make you happy until you felt like you didn't need me anymore and left me wondering where I went wrong. Canceling plans is okay. Staying home is okay. Posing as a substitute teacher with no qualifications is okay. Refusing to teach the kids and forming a rock band with them so you can win Battle of the Bands and pay your rent is okay. Do what you need to do to survive. Every coworker I've interacted with since the holiday party last Friday has opened the conversation with some variation of "there he is," or "how did the rest of your night go?" So that's a good sign, I think. It is with heavy hearts that we confirm that Mr. Peanut has died at 104. In the ultimate selfless act, he sacrificed himself to save his friends when they needed him most. Please pay your respects with number Ripianut. My hubby and I argue over whether or not underwear should be washed before being worn. We even called Fruit of the Loom customer service to settle it. They are on my side and recommend washing first. He still disagrees. Me. Okay, everything in the dishwasher now, turning it on. Baking tray. He'll spot me in about 2 minutes, lol. Spatula. And me. Teaspoon. I've been rinsed under the tap since 2006. It's the roaring 20s again, so I'm going to take inspiration from The Great Gatsby and continue to not have read any books since high school. Had a dream that the world was ending, but I was really upset that I forgot my skincare at home as I was fleeing my house to take shelter. So my priorities seem to be the same so far this year. Day you ever get that smell that you can only describe as outside, like someone comes in the house from outside and you're like, you smell of outside. The 3 types of Christmas movies. 1. Movies about Santa. 2. People being changed by the Christmas spirit. 3. Die Hard. Home Alone falls into the 3rd category. A guy literally responded to my nudes last night with a picture of his Taco Bell. The ego bruise is unrecoverable. Or maybe he was being poetic, like, "Damn girl, you have so many layers like a Crunch Wrap Supreme man. You're thick like the cheese in a quesarito, plus you hit like a sip of tropical lime Baja Blast." I've done something ingenious to wind up my dad, which is basically my favorite holiday pastime. It begins like this. I saw a motorcyclist brought into an emergency room in 2 ambulances. The part with the head attached was awake and talking. 7 p.m. man, I still ain't heard from you? Guess you done with me for real. I ain't giving up though. Merry Xmas to you and the fam. Let's have our own Christmas miracle. A tale of platonic intimacy. When I was in college, my friend who identifies as straight threw a party. I had one too many, and I had no choice but to spend the night. 2-year-old eating his lunch. Papa's coffee hot? Me. Yeah baby, it's hot, don't touch. 2-year-old. Me blow on it for Papa? It was at this point I witnessed with horror my 2-year-old attempt to blow on my freshly made coffee, only to spit a half-eaten chicken nugget straight into it. Witnessed the most amazing thing on the train to Edinburgh yesterday. A guy boarded in Wigan and sat opposite me. He went to sleep for an hour. When he woke up, he bought a sandwich, ate it and went back to sleep. This isn't a maths test, you don't need to know the distance speed. What's the most ridiculous demand a customer has made of you? I'll go first. When I was working retail, a woman once demanded I pick her up from her Botox appointment with my car and bring her to the mall to shop. I had mine down to about $26. I was unable to continue payments, and now it's $50K. I am glad they can add thousands of fees to a federally backed loan that never goes away. Breaking news. According to TMZ, Jerry Trainor was recently hospitalized due to severe back pains caused by the burden of carrying the entire show of iCarly for 6 seasons. We all wish him a speedy recovery. In retrospect, it seems impossible to overstate the cultural damage done by South Park, the show that portrayed earnestness as the only sin and taught that mockery is the ultimate inoculation against all criticism. Asked my ex to watch the broccoli while I cooked other stuff. He took me so literally that all he did was look at the pan every 5 minutes to check it was still in there. Without removing it, I returned to find he had made baby food. I get the same feeling at the dentist that I get when a cop car is behind me. I haven't done anything wrong, but I feel incredibly guilty. A friend of mine has been trying to hire a new employee for her department in a medium-sized org. After advertising several times with few applicants and a couple of rounds of interviews, the new employee is less than great. Then she discovered there were other applicants. None of the kids wanted toys for Christmas this year, they just wanted cash. Understandable, but cash as a gift, while practical, always feels impersonal, so I made special packaging. Went over well. As per my previous email, corporate, passive-aggressive, doesn't convey a level of rage. It's amazing you can type when you can't even read. Spicy. Opportunity to attach a photo of aloe vera for their burn. Can say it was a compliment when you are disciplined. Eccentric millionaire. I've invited you to my private island because I crave the deadliest game. Me. Knotting knife monopoly. Eccentric millionaire. I was actually going to hunt you for sport, but now I'm really interested in whatever knife monopoly is. Flight attendant. Is there a doctor on board? Dad? Nudge it. Could have been you a philosopher. Sigh. Flight attendant. We are going to crash, and can either hit a field and kill one farmer or a runway and kill 5. Dad. What? A philosopher. It's happening, oh my god, it's really happening. Hey, over 30 Twitter, what was something about aging you always thought was a trope, but turned out to be true? I'll go first. Random backaches for simply existing after 3 decades of suboptimal posture. Just got 4 drinks at the drive-thru, and that guy asked, do you want a cup holder? Obviously a do you fricking reprobate, I'm no a fricking octopus. My son asked my 7-year-old how she would survive a bear attack, and she replied she would try to be his friend, thus making her the most adorable of my children, but also the least likely to survive an encounter with an actual bear. 1 minute you're young, cool, and dancing to live music every Friday night, and the next minute you're begging your kids through gritted teeth to go back to bed so you can finish watching your documentary about avocados. So I'm at work and I'm asking this MF to spell out his email address right? This MF gone say loss an elbow, and I'm just sitting here like. Lately, I've noticed some Democratic politicians defending the current healthcare system by saying it preserves choice for Americans. As a former health insurance exec who helped draft this talking point, I need to come clean on its backstory and why it's wrong and a trap 111th. When people ask what superpower you'd want, it's always a choice between invisibility and flight. You can keep that basic BHST, I'd be communicating with raccoons and teaching them karate. Me. Mantiris S looked so cool. Scientist. Nah, actually they looked like giant idiot birds. Me. Oh, bummer. They were great hunters though. Scientist. There's evidence they were scavengers. Me. Okay, maybe just stop ruining. Scientist. They wore socks with sandals. Things I have learned about the general public whilst working at the library. 1. A huge number of people under 20 can't read face clocks, having grown up with only digital one. 2. Many people don't know how to spell library. It's in our email address. This causes problems. Publisher. So it's a kid's book about the negative effects of peer pressure? Dr. Seuss? No, it encourages it. Publisher. Oh. Dr. Seuss. And it rhymes. Publisher. Listen, I really don't think. Dr. Seuss. There's also ham. Publisher. Keep talking. My friends and Troutinely have bracket nights where we pick 16 of something tonight. It's types of chairs and argue about them until we crown a winner, and there is something magnificent about watching grown adults lose it over whether a rocking chair or a recliner is better. Dear American Air. After arriving back to La from Indonesia, I was $275 ex under, yet 25k miles over, from maintaining status. You asked me to pay $1,875 to keep status, so instead I booked a $400 RT ticket to Mexico for 24 hours. Here's how my faming night went. Sorry losers and haters, but my IQ is one of the highest and you all know it. Please don't feel so stupid or insecure, it's not your fault. Unnatural hair colors in women are a warning signal to stay away. It's an example of apposematism, the phenomenon of poisonous animals in nature advertising their toxicity and lethality. Apposematism is there to warn off predators, not sexual partners. If you're repelled by it, it's working. I don't know who needs to hear this, but you are seen. People are watching and listening and appreciating what you're doing. Your struggle will have its rewards. Keep grinding. Keep being authentic. Keep speaking your truth. Don't give up, because you're not finished. A threat of African movie posters. Due to licensing and printing costs, some African theaters gave the task to artists to paint the posters for movies being shown. Some artists had no reference to what movie they was drawing, so some just guessed. Here are my favorites. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy the video, leave a like, and don't forget to subscribe for more daily videos.